Most notorious former bikies is about to turn 50 and his birthday wish is to come home to see his family. Vince Focarelli fled Australia 7 years ago, just days before he was due to be deported. But in a 10 News First exclusive, he's told reporter Jessica Heatley he's a changed man.
A household name for all the wrong reasons, but Vince Focarelli says he's no longer about that life.
I was a gangster. Do you understand? I wasn't a ballerina. People need to understand that was the life I was living since I was 14 years old.
The former gang leader says he's now walking the straight and narrow and mentoring troubled youth in Malaysia.
Look, gangster, I focus on doing the right thing and taking the youth away from the drugs, alcohol.
Focarelli was a key figure in a decade of violence between warring gangs. Once a Hells Angels prospect, he started his own gang, the New Boys, before establishing an Adelaide chapter of the Comancheros. He survived 6 attempts on his life, wounded in shootings at Andrews Farm and North Adelaide. A car bomb intended for him exploded prematurely at Enfield, killing 2 men. And he was shot again in an ambush at Dry Creek in 2012 that left stepson Giovanni dead.
My stepson Johnny died in my arms. I have to live with that for the rest of my life.
He was jailed for drug and firearm offences. The Italian-born Focarelli fled Australia in 2017, days before being deported because of his violent history. But the 49-year-old says his work with troubled young people on the streets of Kuala Lumpur proves he would be of a benefit to society if he could return.
I apologise from my heart, but I don't apologise because I want to come back into the country. I sincerely apologise because my religion has taught me to be a better human being.
He says he sought permission to return previously and been refused. Focarelli turns 50 in December. His birthday wish is to be reunited with surviving family in Adelaide.
11.5 years in prison, I paid my due to society. Isn't that how it works?
The Department of Immigration says it can't comment on individual cases, and South Australia Police also refused to provide a response. The state government says it would not welcome an individual with such an extensive criminal history. Focarelli says he repents his sins of the past.
Am I remorseful and sorry for the pain I've caused others through that? Of course.
For now, he will continue his work with Sahaba 99. Jessica Heatley for 10 News.
For a check of the weather, Jessica Heatley joins us live from Her Majesty's Theatre. Jess, what's happening there tonight?
Tiff, if you love your rom-coms, you are going to love this. We are at Her Majesty's Theatre for the opening night of a new opera. Joining me now is conductor Dane Lamb. Dane, what can the audience expect?
Well, we have Mozart's amazing music and the text to his opera Così fan tutte, which was written hundreds of years ago and has been brought completely intact into the modern day. We have, as you said, a rom-com set in modern day Italy on a beautiful, luxurious resort here. We have our singers, some of the best in the world. They really are the vocal athletes of the world because they sing totally without a microphone and project their sound across the pit, in which we have the fabulous Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, and into this 1,000+ seat auditorium where everybody can hear them.
And how many nights will you be here?
We've got 4 shows including tonight. So apart from tonight, we've got Saturday night, next Thursday night and next Saturday afternoon, so it's going to be a really fun journey.
Thanks, Dane. Well, toy to you all. Let's take a look now at the weather. In the city today, we had an overnight low of 8 degrees. We had a top of 22. Around the suburbs today, Elizabeth and Gawler reached 24, 22 in Glenelg. Noarlunga had a top of 19. Around the rest of the state, a little warmer in the north, 35 degrees in Coober Pedy, 30 in Roxby Downs and Woomera. Port Pirie reached 26, 22 the top in Clare. Further south, Port Lincoln and Renmark hit 26, Kingscote 20 degrees, 17 for Naracoorte, 16 the top in Mount Gambier. Taking a look around the country, Sydney was 25, Melbourne had a top of 18, 17 degrees in Canberra, hot in Brisbane reaching 32. On the satellite, a cold front and its cloud band is now moving across Kangaroo Island, bringing with it some showers to the southern suburbs. Taking a look at the synoptic, a series of cold fronts from this evening will impact the southern half of the state on Friday and over the weekend. Around the country tomorrow, windy in Sydney and 29 29, 19 degrees in Melbourne, Perth and Canberra. Another warm day in Brisbane, 32 the top. Returning home to South Australia, it should reach 28 degrees in Coober Pedy, 26 for Roxby Downs, 24 for Woomera, 23 in Port Pirie and Whyalla. Further south, it's going to be windy and wet. Renmark heading for a top of 22, 18 in Port Lincoln, Victor Harbour and Keith, 15 degrees in Mount Gambier. Around the suburbs tomorrow, scattered showers possible, 17 degrees for Elizabeth, Glenelg and Noarlunga, 20 degrees in Murray Bridge. On Metro Waters, a strong wind warning is in place for Kangaroo Island, parts of the Mount Lofty Ranges and southeast districts. Wind westerly up to 30 knots, seas up to 2 metres. In Adelaide, we'll have an overnight low of 13, our top tomorrow 18 degrees. Looking ahead at the rest of the week. The weekend is looking wet. 18 degrees the top on Saturday, 19 on Sunday. Monday, a shower or two and 17. Sunny and 20 degrees on Tuesday, warming up to 25 degrees on Wednesday. A possible shower and 22 on Thursday. Now, tickets, Tiff, are selling like hotcakes, so you're going to want to jump online and grab a ticket before it sells out.
The Chinese Premier Li Qiang has just landed in Australia. China's second-in-command comes amid threatening recent military posturing towards Australia. Jessica Heatley joins us live now from Adelaide Airport. Jess, what else is on the agenda for his first stop down under?
Hugh, yes, the Chinese Premier just landed here at Adelaide Airport moments ago from Beijing. He is going to meet exporters to celebrate the return of Australian wine to the Chinese market. Restrictions on imported Australian beef, barley, coal, hay and timber introduced from 2020 have now been removed. However, lobster and crayfish exports are yet to be resolved, which will be discussed during this trip. Also high on the agenda, mineral exports, military tensions, climate change and energy. Protesters have lined themselves outside the airport this evening to get the Premier's attention, while others have celebrated his arrival. Li is ranked second only to China's President Xi Jinping in the Chinese governing body. It's the first visit by a Chinese Premier in 7 years.
We don't pretend that this isn't sometimes a difficult relationship to manage or a complex relationship to manage, but we do believe that when you engage meaningfully with colleagues and counterparts in countries like China, then the ultimate beneficiaries of that are the people of Australia, their economy and their country more broadly.
Li Qiang will head to Adelaide Zoo tomorrow to visit Wong Wong and Funi, the only giant pandas in the Southern Hemisphere. That's to discuss a potential extension of the panda loan agreement, which is due to expire at the end of this year. He will then jet off to Canberra for a leaders' meeting before heading to Perth. Hugh?
Jess, thanks so much.